All right, what's up, everyone? So I'm being guided to um, put on a message here. It is about the balancing of the divine masculine, divine feminine within. Okay. Uh, anyway, we're just, I was kind of doing some organizing in my room, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, it's time. I've been guided to a few different decks. As I was shuffling decks and getting them prepared, the Ace of Swords kept popping out. Okay. Also, the energy of Isis, Thoth. There's Viking energy here. Okay. Odin. Okay. And Odin actually came out on the top of this deck after home. Okay. Your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. Okay. So listen, I'm hearing spiritual awakenings. Okay. Hearts are breaking open all over the world. Okay. But I heard it as in that movie, Top Gun, when Goose's wife comes to visit, and the other lady, the instructor that Tom Cruise is dating, she comes out with them and meets the wife and everything, and she says to her, like, oh, hearts are breaking open, hearts are breaking all over the world, because somebody's no longer a single, whatever, Tom Cruise is no longer single, right? So there is, what I heard is that there's whether you've gone through spiritual awakenings already or not, there are spiritual awakenings happening within. There are I'm hearing a new branch of awakenings. Okay. So there's new people awakening to this spiritual path. The full moon ignited this. Okay. Okay. This is an attempt to, what the spiritual awakening is about, at least in my experience, and has been about, and what I've been guided to talk about it has been about the opening of your heart chakra, right? To get to that place of unconditional love where we feel it for ourselves, and in return, like, eventually get to that place where we feel it for others, right? So I'm hearing, bring me a higher love. Okay, so all right. And here we go. Yeah, bright future, Lakshmi. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. Yes, because I do feel that energy of worry and anticipation in the world. And in the collective, I'm just feeling it. It's heaviness. Okay, you may have, over the last couple of weeks, building up to the moon, and even as we're pushing out of this full moon energy, it is subsiding, okay, for those willing to face the truth, because a lot was revealed to you, right? And by whatever means, and however that was, but what it's like, your clarity, what was real and what was not real, is becoming more and more evident to you. Okay. Yeah, easy does it again. Okay. Get outside. Okay. The sun is so healing. Don't believe the hype, I mean, you can listen to your doctor. I'm not a doctor or whatever, but I'm not, I've used sunscreen a handful of times, and oh my God, my cat is being crazy. Hold on. All right. So let's see. Horus, Cosmic Gateway, in Melchizedek, higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. So, and then what's this back here? Commander Ashtar, call to action. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Exactly. So I feel like more and more people are being called to rise, right? So it's like you're going to be seeing new teachers, people starting different YouTubes or whatever, wherever you're going, or wherever, maybe pastors are changing. Okay, there's something here about like organized I'm hearing like, I can't deny it. Okay, organized crime and organized religion, and just all these. There's breakdowns in these. Okay, things are changing. All right, like there might be somebody um, within these structures that is like of higher placement, but they are also going through this spiritual awakening. Okay, so it's like shifting the dynamics of what's happening within these organized areas. Okay, so which is bringing about change, right? So but it has to start within there first. Okay, but there are some people who get thrown or are awakening within the matrix of these like organized things. Okay, and the recognition of like, hey, you know, things need to change. Okay, and yeah, that's how I'm getting it. Okay, so all right, they told me to get one more. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We have a lot of I'm hearing that intergalactic song by Beastie Boys. Yeah, just help from the out in the cosmos there. Okay, so here we go. We got two. So this is 37 and 9 and 10. So it's like this clarity brings you to like the awareness of what still needs to be worked on, but then there's also the awakening of that, oh wow, you know what, like I have done a lot and I can keep moving forward, right? Like I can continue down this path, and like it's like still having this it's like a refire, right? A refire from within. Okay, crystal capacitor, storage, timed release, focused force, temple of celestial revelation, angelic assistance, truth, salvation, and majesty. Yeah, the numbers 72 and 37 may also be significant. And temple of centering, solitude, seclusion, grounding, and belonging. Yeah, I also feel meditation is very important right now. Even if you're just starting off with like 30 seconds, But you see, look at this Viking card. See this guy? It's like he's going through a doorway, right? The moon has awakened something within you. It's like this truth, right? It's like you're the only one who's in charge of changing your life, okay? Yeah, see, look, some of you, it's like feeling like a new love of life, okay? You may have even recently met someone new. I also heard in just regards to the twin flame journey, it's like there are a new wave of divine masculine waking up, okay? So let's see, divine feminine energy, but this also is in regards to it's like the continuing of the unraveling of learning to receive, okay? But there's also whatever's happened over this full moon, there's been the awareness of like I'm getting like this dominant, okay, or superior energy. It's like breaking down, okay? And people being seen or recognized as like, okay, it's like, okay, this person isn't helping. It's like they're just trying to dominate, right? It's like seeing the truth in that, whether this is like in your family structure or your job scenario, workplace, or whatever, how we said it, like within this organization, maybe you're just having this awareness of control, like, yeah, unrequited love. Okay, divine feminine energy, unrequited love. So just the recognition of this like unfinished business, or just wrapping up the things that aren't fulfilling, right? Okay, it's the truth has been seen. It says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay, it's recognizing like what it is, right? So it's like, no harm, no foul, right? Just moving forward, like whatever, it is what it is. All right. And also there's something here about jokesters, okay? Or like people being able to recognize the like liars. There's something here about like lying, okay, and just no longer being able to lie. And even if people are continuing to lie, it's being able to recognize when they're lying. Okay, okay, it's having this clarity. Okay, divine masculine, yeah, new love. See, there's something here about, I'm hearing self-care, self-awareness, all right, self-love, um and also I'm hearing seeing things from a different perspective. Okay, so something, whatever's happened to maybe like shake your core or shake your foundation, it's happening for that, to shake your core so that you could get a different perspective on your reality, okay, and how you're showing up. Okay, okay, it's again, like this. Okay, it's like this full moon, like the full moon comes and it's like, not only does it shine light on the truth, it also is a time where you can release. Okay, so I feel like, and this could even just be around like trains of thought. Okay, even addictions. I hear people are like coming clean, like getting clean, right? And putting down drugs and alcohol, or like releasing themselves from their addictions, right? So it's like, but being at that beginning stage, okay, it's like, okay, so you've come to this point of surrender, but it's like, okay, so now it's like the recognition, like, okay, so I'm at the top of the hill, right? So it's, you're no longer like battling, you know, yourself within, right? It's like you're facing yourself. It's like like they're taking me back to this time in my early recovery where, you know, I had a spiritual awakening, or, you know, God gave me this fast forward on my life. You know, I just thought I was a nice girl that drank too much, snorted too much cocaine, popped too many pills, you know, whatever. But you know, I wasn't bad, you know. But then I had this like, you know, he gave me a fast forward movie of my life, and I saw who I was, you know, and I was embarrassed and ashamed and just wanted to change. And um, nobody believed in me. Nobody. I didn't have anybody. Nobody in my family was talking. Nobody. I had nobody. Right. And so I get up from crying and I look in the mirror and I'm like, all right, Lisa, you think you're so tough? You know, let's be tough and face yourself, you know? And from that point forward, I just like chose to believe in God because of whatever had happened right there. You know, I had always had a relationship with God, even as a kid, but it was just like my relationship. Well, I don't want to go there. Anyway, so I just decided not to care anymore. Like if people thought I was crazy because I believed in God and I was going to surrender and just like go forward on his path with him and just not care, well then so be it, because where I was fucking stuck and pregnant and alone, and I knew that depending on myself and where it had gotten me, like was pregnant, broke, and in a halfway house, you know, and addicted to drugs and alcohol, you know. So it's like, why not? I just freaking threw caution to the wind, took a step forward, trusting that you know, if I did what somebody else told me to do, that I might end up in the right place, you know. And here I am now, 24 years later, and I'm still sober, and I have 2 kids that have never seen me drink or drug, right? And that is a fucking miracle. Okay, so there's like some sort of aha epiphany moment happening for people here, okay? Or there's an opportunity for it, right? The choice is always ours. We always have free will, right? To do as we please. Okay, so I don't feel like this truth has been completely revealed to everybody yet, because his sword is still down, right? So he hasn't yet, whoever hasn't yet taken this step. It's only happened within them, which is fine. Okay, somehow that starts, you know, that's the day it started for me. Like it happened within me. I was just like, okay, I got this. I knew I was never going to drink or drug again after what I saw, you know. And this, I mean, the only way I can describe it is like a fast forward movie of my life. I saw it all, you know, in like freaking 5 seconds. And you know, who could do that but God, right? Like, come on. All right, so Give me one card for the connection here. Yeah, heart-to-heart conversations. All right, so conversations are coming. All right. They're wanted, okay, and they're going to be had here. Yeah, look, see, reconciliation. There is a reconciliation here. More truth is going to be revealed. Okay, so yeah, I feel like this is somebody you know, because whenever this card comes out, you see how this guy is like, she has like bare feet, right? So you're going to run into this person somewhere that you're comfortable, because that's usually where you take your shoes off, right? It's a divinely guided moment. All right, give me one card here, clarifying the divine feminine energy here. The Hermit, yeah, going within, and this is also the divine feminine, knowledgeable enough to trust their own wisdom. Like you see, like the long beard. There's something here about like gray hair, long beard. Somebody could have that, but this is wise, like having the wisdom from within, right? The Hermit knows, like it just knows. And the Hermit is also the number 9. So 9s are significant. All right, give me one card here for divine masculine energy. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune. You see, things are changing. Things are changing here for this, for the divine masculine energy. So this is like a softening, all right? An awakening. It's like, it's giving themselves the grace, all right? It's also like, if you're a female, it's the recognition of, it's like that bitterness. Is there that bitterness that some women have, like that? It's like that recognition of the bitterness and just kind of like easing off of it, right? It's like the recognition, like, oh, there's something here about like the awakening of your part, okay? And it has to do with like this, um it's like breaking of this bitterness, right? And this harshness and this like judgmental and like self-righteousness, okay? It's like something is softening, but it's happening like in everybody's divine masculine, okay? It's like the divine masculine within you, but it's also specifically, like, it doesn't matter like how you identify, right? So it's like you could be a female who's just like, you know, a real bee, you know, who's like manipulative, like may look like really sweet on the outside and like comes across as nice, but it's like there are certain people that know that that person is like vicious and mean and freaking greedy and like heartless, you know, but they're just like nice to the right people, right? And have people fooled, right? It's like that part being exposed, okay? So I want to say like narcissistic, that narcissistic trait that runs within females. You know, these are like the kind of women that dominate their men in their relationships, like either like beat them down or are super controlling, you know, watching their phone and like freaking, you know what I'm saying, okay? And as far as like within the man, it's like what's happening here is like there's the forgiveness for, they're learning to forgive themselves for allowing this behavior by being a willing participant, right? Because, and that's like not an easy, oh God, you know, the recognition that, you know, I was the maker of my own messes, you know, and was extremely like humiliating, you know, and the fact that I allowed so much behavior, right? It's like I had to forgive myself for that, okay? Because, and there's this recognition here, and it's not about like getting mad at whoever this was that like made them feel small. It could have been their mother, could have been their girlfriend, could have been their wife, could have, you know, this could be something that's happening now, could have been something that happened, but this is like been the block, the wedge within the heart, okay? But something happened around this full moon time that really exposed that, like, holy shit, you know, like it's time, it's time to let this go. Like if I don't let this go, like I'm going to be like, you know, stuck in my misery, right? And but there's this awareness that, like, of not wanting to be miserable or sad or just like kept, you know, wanting the freedom, you know, but realizing that what the freedom cost is like action to change behavior. Okay, so this is why I feel like there are people here like releasing addictions, and some addictions it's like addictions to misery, because that sets off like a dopamine effect in your brain as well, you know, the sadness and all that stuff. And but it's like, you know, addictions to people, addictions to, yeah, the more mortality, more I don't know how to say it, mobility, more, I don't know, like morbid, okay, like being like having this like morbid reflection on your life, okay, but it's this isn't why it's being shown to you. And I feel like there's like this doorway of like recognition, okay, the door opens up, you see a little glimpse of light, of hope, it's like, oh, you know, and everybody's getting this choice to like step through it, right? But it's like we all have free will, right? So I do feel like there are people where this is happening, and it is bringing about like a reconciliation, okay? Yeah, playful behavior, okay? This is because this is heavy shit, dude. It's deep, okay? It's deep fucking work. Oh my God. You know, and it just keeps going deeper. But it's like, it doesn't have to always, it's like, I just heard, why you got to be so serious, man? Yeah, you know, you don't have to be so serious about everything, you know? This is a message too for like my twin flames here, okay? Because this is what's bringing you more and more, you know, closer in sync to your union, okay, your physical union, because the 5D union has been going on for a while, and now you're just like guiding your 3D selves, okay, through these awakenings, okay. So let's see, the connection. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of cups. Okay, so I do feel like there have been some conversations happening in dream state, but this is also like, I'm getting like astro travel, okay, but this is also like your higher selves. Your higher selves are like definitely working together here. And this is three of pentacles here. And what is this? The judgment. Yeah, and also this is saying that your conversations, when you have conversations with each other, honest conversations, this is what's going to bring you clarity. Because I also feel like as you've been working on yourselves, and as this like, you know, with this full moon energy, it's kind of amplified your or intensified your intuition, okay, which what we were talking about back here about having the wisdom and the awareness, like something about to recognize the liars, right? It's like there's something about like a lie, like realizing that it wasn't a lie, or you're going to be, it's either like realizing that what you thought or what you knew was the lie, or you're going to be able to recognize when somebody's saying a lie. But it's also yeah, you're just going to know. Also being able to recognize the truth, right? It's like if you can like see the lie, you'll also be able to see the truth, right? So there's something here about like truth really being revealed, okay? Which is like really good, okay? All right. Divine masculine energy. Spirit is helping me and I'm figuring out my feelings. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. And it's empowering, because the more that you do this like on your own, like this is happening individually, right? It's like everything we need to heal is like within, you know. I'm not saying that it isn't helpful to speak to other individuals, but ultimately we are our own like divine authority. God is within us, right? Like he lets us know what's right and what's wrong, okay? So there is like an empowering, whatever's happening here is very empowering, and it's where you're learning how to trust yourself even more, okay? It's just this knowing, this like hermit, like, because everybody has this divine feminine, so everybody's like tapping into their inner knowledge, their inner strength. I want to make things right. See that reconciliation? Yeah. All right. Let me get one more here. I'm restless and anxious. Okay. So and I don't know how to express myself. All right. But listen, whoever is feeling like that, just know that when once it's gonna just flow. Like it's like almost like once you take that step forward towards like the action that you want to look, see, and here's the truth card up here. I told you, like it just kept coming out. All right, divine feminine energy. I'm connected to Gaia. Yeah, this is about like being grounded. Look, your family's safe. Okay, so everybody just stop worrying. Everybody's going to be okay. Okay. I can recognize triggers. Exactly. Because for some, like, I know this is how I have to explain it. Okay. It's like, I know that my journey, since I got sober, there's many things that I did where, you know, that have allowed people to believe that like I'm naive, and I've acted that way. I've made a lot of poor choices in my life, but in making those poor choices, I also learned what not to do, right? So even if I had to make the same choice over and over and over again until I understood it, I got to the place where one day I understood that lesson, right? So it's like I know what not to do. Some things took me years, some things, I could learn by just like watching people go through it and be like, okay, I'm not going to do that shit, right? So this is why you have this wisdom, and this is also what God is asking you to tap into and remember and recognize within you. It's like, okay, so when this opportunity, or when you're faced at this doorway, that we saw with that guy, standing at the doorway of, looking at the moon, it's like when you venture into that new world, because ultimately we are creating our own realities, our own heaven on earth. It's like we're going to know who comes and who stays. And it's like through the different conversations that you're having with different people, okay? And you're going to be able to, I'm hearing, be a witness of the truth that's within them, all right? Because you're going to be motivated by the truth that's within you, okay? I'm healing my past life trauma. Yeah, because, and this is part of that. It's like recognizing and empowering yourself. And as you're moving forward in doing this, it's like, okay, so if you can be honest and then you say something to somebody else and they're not honest back, okay, however that is, but you're speaking your truth and you're coming from a place of love. I'm not talking about people like going up and being like, oh, you're, whatever, and calling people names and being mean. I'm saying when you're reaching out and you're giving your love and you're sharing your love with someone and you're being honest, and somebody either ignores you or, comes, uh, responds with, you're going to know whether what they respond with is the truth or not. Okay. And this is going to tell you who stays or goes from your life. Right. So, yeah, I'm proud of my progress. And that is like, has been like this reoccurring theme here, is to remember where you've come from. Right. It's like, you don't ever want to forget where you come from. Right. At least that's my truth here, is like, I don't want to forget where I come from. Right. It's like, maybe people don't think that I have a lot, because, where I, material wise. Right. And, maybe I like bust my ass, I'm a waitress, and that's a hard living, right? People in the service industry, and but you know what? Like, I love what I do. I love my life. I have peace today. I have peace in my mind, and I fought like hell to get there. So it's like, what is there not to love about my life, right? So it's like gratitude as well, okay? And be proud of where you come from, and even if you're at that starting line where you've just finally surrendered, like, fuck, man, there is this grace that's coming here. It's like this allowance for the grace of like, okay, I may not be where I want to be, but I sure ain't where I used to be. Okay. I had, one of my nearest and dearest friends that's like crossed over. She used to always say that, you know, um, and that's a beautiful thing to recognize, right? So it's like, because now you have knowledge of the past, you know, like what worked, like, and maybe you're like me, like I've literally had to like, I do everything until I convince myself, okay, fine, I can't do it. You know, I described it as like being held against the wall, you know, by my neck, feet dangling. Okay, fine, I'll surrender. All right, well, whatever's happened now, it's like you're at that point where you surrendered. Like you're realizing like, fuck, okay, I'm not doing it like this anymore. I don't want this anymore. Okay, I'm going after everything they said I couldn't have. Okay, yeah, see, I'm speaking to, like, you guys are like the underdog, like me, you know? Yeah. I just started hearing, we will rock you. All right. So 3, it says, just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. My energy and wisdom supports those around me. Okay. So yeah, both of you taking care of business here. Surrender brings us together faster than resistance. And I feel like there's this awareness happening within your connections. Okay. Whoever you're connecting with, both of you, just like realizing that however long it takes, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like understanding like where your heart is. This is a time of like just healing and just enjoying your life, healing from where you've come from. But it's like the recognition, also recognizing like you're not there anymore, right? So it's like you can relax a little or a lot. So if you've been extra tired, or like, this is why, because our body knows, like, it seems like before the reality of things comes to our awareness. Union is an energy, not a physical construct. Even when we aren't together, I feel your union. Yeah, both of you feel each other. It's just like it cannot be denied, right? And that's also a number 9. And then 9 and 4 is 13. All right, one more card here. We are one. Don't let fear get in the way of this truth. Okay, and then +1 adds up to a 14. Okay, so 14 is also significant. 9, 13, 14, and then 10. All this breaks down to a 5. 5's about change. So there's like that wheel turning here within this connection, within you. Okay, yeah, moving to a higher ground. It says, I'm changing this pattern and moving forward. Boom, pow. That's exactly what's happening. Holy shit. The universe brought us together for a reason. I'm discovering what these reasons are. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening within both of you. And it's just propelling. And look, that adds up to a 10. Okay, there's major cycles ending. Okay, the heartbreak pattern, I'm hearing. The heartbreak pattern is ending. Okay, and this brings forth a state of renewal, of a fresh start. There you go. Yeah, starting over. I'm hearing that song now. All right, guys, I love you. I hope this helps you. And if anyone's interested in a personal reading, please look in the description box, or, you know, you can DM me on any of the social platforms that you might see this on. All right, have a great day. Bye.